chicken hair. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Hutchinson City Council meeting for Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. We'll call the meeting to order. Approve the council agenda. Any agenda additions or corrections?
Mayor, Council, I don't have any additions or corrections for you.
Motion. Go ahead. Motion approved. Second.
Motion by Tim, second by Dave to approve the agenda. In favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries. Invitations from the Faith Lutheran Church. Good evening.
Good evening. Well, thank you for serving our community, and just thinking about the invocation tonight, and you know the story of King Solomon in the Old Testament, and how when he ascended to the throne, God came to him and granted him anything he wanted, and he responded by asking for wisdom. In 2 Kings 3, he says, your servant is in the midst of people whom you have chosen, a great people so numerous they cannot be numbered or counted. Give your servant, therefore, an understanding mind to govern your people, able to discern between good and evil. For who can govern this your great people? And so I thought, it's not maybe as many people as he had to govern, but let's pray for God's wisdom for you. Gracious God, thank you for calling these folks to serve our community. You have called them, you have gifted them, you've given them experience and wisdom and discernment. And now, Lord, I pray that as they meet tonight, you would grant that to them, that they would be able to govern according to your will with wisdom and care for your people. I pray for good conversation, wise decisions, and your guidance over all of these things on their agenda. For we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Recognition of gifts, donations, and community service to the city. Does anybody have anything tonight? Alrighty, we have a resolution underneath there, resolution number 15648, resolution accepting $75 donation from Laser Dynamics for the Shady Ridge Park project.
Motion to approve resolution 15648.
Second.
Motion by Pat, second by Dave to approve the resolution. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Public comment. If there's anybody that wants to address the public or the council, please just come forward, state your name and address for the record. Alrighty, approval of minutes. We have the regular meeting minutes of October 10th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Dave, second by Pat to approve the minutes. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay. Motion carries. Consent agenda would be done by one motion unless somebody pulls something off for discussion. A is consideration for approval of items for the 2024 street improvement projects. Letting number 1 projects number 23-06, 24-01, 24-02, 24-03, 24-04, 24-05, 24-06, and 24-07. And there's two resolutions underneath there. Resolution number 15643, resolution ordering preparation of reports on improvements, and resolution number 15644, resolution receiving reports and call for hearings on improvements. B is approval of resolution number 15645, resolution to sell at auction surplus property, Hutchinson Fire Department decommissioned items. C is approval of resolution number 15647, resolution for certification of special assessments in the city of Hutchinson to the McLeod County Auditor. D is approval of resolution number 15649, resolution adopting finding of facts and reason for approval of preliminary and final plat for the bar properties located at 845 Highway 7 West with favorable planning commission recommendation. E is approval of resolution number 15650, resolution adopting finding of facts and reason for approval of site plan review for Les Schwab Tire with favorable planning commission recommendation. F is the approval of out-of-state travel for Fire Chief Mike Schumann to attend NFPA Fire Chiefs Forum in Quincy, Massachusetts from November 13th through the 15th, 2023. G is approval of out-of-state travel for Andy Kosek and Cassandra Muffett I murdered her name, but oh well, to attend the United States Composting Council annual conference in Daytona, Florida, February 6th through the 9th, 2024. H is approval of Hutchinson Health Foundation rocking around the Christmas tree event on November 30th, 2023 in Library Square. Termination of board appointments, Michael McDowell to the Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee to August of 2026. Marco Caping to the Price Board to August of 2025. Claims, appropriations, and contract payments, Register A. Is there anything anybody wants pulled off?
Motion to approve consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Pat, second by Tim to approve the consent agenda A. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed nay. Motion carries. Consent agenda 2, claims, appropriate contact payments, Register B. My son has a check on there for his business, so I'll be abstaining from the vote.
Motion to approve
Second.
agenda 2.
Motion by Pat, second by Dave with me abstaining. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We'll skip down to unfinished business. Second reading and adoption of ordinance number 23-840, ordinance amending chapter 92 of the Hutchinson City Code pertaining to weeds.
Good evening, Council, Mr. Mayor. At the last council meeting, you guys approved the first reading of the ordinance reflected in the council packet item tonight. If we haven't received any other comments between then and now, I can save us a little bit of time by not going over, but certainly I can touch base quickly on kind of the need, the purpose of it. As you recall, the state legislature passed rules regarding providing opportunities for members of communities to adopt and implement native landscaping within their properties. Essentially, that's what the primary changes of this ordinance are, is to address that need and that legislation that was passed this last session.
Through the use of a natural landscaping plan and the changes to the ordinance, we intend to meet those requirements at the legislature. Any questions? So we would be asking for the approval of the second reading and then publishing of the ordinance so it becomes official.
Motion to approve the second reading and adoption of ordinance 23-840.
Second.
Motion by Pat, second by Dave to approve. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
Thank you.
Thanks. Under new business, proposed vacation leave, earning sick and safe leave and bereavement leave policy.
Evening, Mayor and Council. So what we have tonight would be a change from current policies to adopt new policies specifically for the earned sick and safe leave, which is a state law that goes into effect on January 1st, 24, updating our vacation accrual, and then adding a separate bereavement leave, which we currently don't have. The policy, the proposed policy that was sent to you is taken from a template from the League of Minnesota Cities and then adopts some of the smaller adjustments that the city of Hutchinson has had throughout the years. Biggest changes, so of course this earned sick and safe leave, ESSL, obviously state mandated, so something that we would be forced to adopt. Cities and businesses do have the opportunity to separate sick leave from earned sick and safe leave, so you could have a sick balance that the city or a company would basically dictate how you can use that, and then you could have the separate ESSL. We have decided to convert our sick leave over to this ESSL, which provides all of those reasons that our employees could be able to use that. We thought it would be the most generous and beneficial for our staff to do that. A couple of the things that are worth noting that will be added as reasons to be able to utilize this leave is going to be for, of course, using it for yourself, for a family member. It broadly defines family member. It also defines other members of kind of relation that you might have that you might be able to utilize it for. That full list is available, and it is, of course, in the policy. But a couple places that we decided or would like to deviate a little bit would be allowing individuals to utilize this leave if a care provider is last minute either ill or has to cancel care. That's separate from the state mandated leave. So that would be, of course, a parent gets a call from daycare that says, hey, I'm sick, I have to close daycare today. The employee would be able to use this leave. The other piece that we have also added in is that this leave can also be used should somebody need more than the bereavement leave that's listed, which we'll get to in a second. So those are two deviations from the state law that we would like to adopt. Any questions about the earned sick and safe leave? Okay. Vacation leave. So our existing policy has been in place for many years. When it was put into place, it was pretty lucrative for employees. Without that being adjusted over the years, it has kind of lagged a little bit. I wouldn't say that it's bad. It's just as we've kind of sampled similar city sizes and other organizations in our area, we recognize that really is an area that we could improve. If you look at the survey results that we received from the benefit survey for this 2023 survey, I would say the biggest theme that we got was that people want more time off. That's what's most important to a lot of our workers, especially younger generations. So this new accrual kind of structure is going to help individuals that are earlier in their career earn a little bit more vacation, while it kind of increases individuals that have been with us for a long time. Our current structure only has 3 steps. You have to be here for a full 7 years. On your 8th anniversary is when you move up to the 3 weeks of accrual. And then I believe it's after your full 12 years that you move up to the 4 weeks of accrual. And then it's done. So this new structure does add a couple different levels. And you'll notice on there it does say that after 10 years of service, that each additional 2 years adds 8 hours of vacation up to a maximum. So it allows individuals that have a lot of years of service with the city to continue to earn. One of the things that, you know, we obviously have had conversations about is what this is going to look like for coverage. And we've had at length conversations about what that could mean for services and how we're going to make sure that we're still meeting the needs of the residents. And I believe that our full leadership team is really committed and prepared to make any adjustments as needed to allow employees time off, but still meet kind of the service expectations of residents. Let's see here, any other additional, another big kind of add-on that we have proposed here is giving a 40-hour bank of vacation up front to our regular full-time employees. I would say that's probably the most common thing that is negotiated at really all levels of employment here with the city since I've been on board, is giving a little bit of that time up front so that people have a little bit of cushion should they need to take a day or, you know, a family member is sick. So I think adding that into the policy up front will really reduce the exceptions that we have to make when we're making offers. And it'll really be kind of a great point for me to be able to make as we are making offers and having conversations with prospective employees.
I would just note in regards to the vacation, I don't know if we would have been able to hire anybody over the last 3 years if we would have stuck to the tightness of our policy, which basically states you're not going to get any vacation until you worked here for a year. And so that was obviously one of the big reasons that we looked for the change, because we were negotiating with new hires who we wouldn't have had an opportunity to hire, like I said, probably half of our workforce over the last couple of years if we hadn't given them vacation up front. And so when you start looking at that going, okay, if we're making exceptions for every new hire, then it's obviously time to change the policy here.
Right. One thing that is worth noting that the earned sick and safe leave is going to be, it really all employees are eligible for that. The league is looking to see how this is going to apply to our paid per call firefighters, you all as council members and mayor, as well as our election judges, because those are all kind of different categories. The legislation is not super clear on how to handle those employee groups, so a little bit more to come on that, but otherwise this would be for all regular full-time, regular part-time. This would be for seasonal and temporary employees. The system will start accruing right away, but individuals have to work 80 hours before they're eligible to use any of that time. So that's really, you know, where it would come into play for seasonal and temporary employees. For the vacation. What's that?
Wait, I get a day off?
The vacation
Katie could
leave.
get sick on the council meeting night, so.
Yeah, it could happen. We'll wait and see. The vacation leave is a little bit different, where that would be for just regular full-time and regular part-time employees. Currently, the way that we handle our regular part-time accrual, they have to hit 1,200 hours, and then they accrue it kind of in a lump sum. There's a lot of manual calculation that happens based on anniversary year, and this system would then change it, where everybody is going to be accruing vacation based on the number of hours that they work, and it'll accrue per pay period so that there's not this manual calculation. Any questions on the vacation structure? Okay. The last one would be the bereavement leave. Currently, our policy is written that you are eligible to take up to 5 days of your sick leave for bereavement purposes, but it does have to be a legally defined immediate family member. Where we would change this is we would reduce that to really 3 days. It'd be a separate bank, so it wouldn't come from vacation, it wouldn't come from sick. And then we would really allow our employees to determine, you know, who they need to use it for. I think all of us can, you know, think of a person that we would want to attend their funeral that maybe isn't an immediate family member, but it still had an impact on our life. So we wanted to make sure that we were flexible with where people could use it. And we didn't believe that our staff would abuse funeral leave, stating that they are going to a funeral and really they're not. So, questions?
I have a quick one.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of saw this coming with the state law and everything changing. Was this built into the budget, the earlier budgets we looked at?
Yes.
Okay, that's,
And it's interesting because knowing that that might come up, I asked Andy, and it's very difficult to know, because most of it, you look at your regular full-time people, will just make up the work. You know, so if you have an extra day off, you'll find somewhere else in your time. So it's not going to be, okay, we have to find somebody to come in and plug those hours. We've estimated at a max, this is if everybody who's eligible uses their full amount, it's going to be about a $25,000 cost to the city. We think that probably the biggest impact is going to be the liquor store, because they've got regular part-timers, and we're estimating that cost to be about $8,500. We don't think we'll hit the 25,000, but that's kind of if everybody uses it and we have to, we have to fill in with some part-timers. So we don't think there's a significant cost, but it has been factored into the preliminary budget. So.
Thank you.
Right, and lots of conversations with Candace, who has, the largest population of regular part-time employees, and she's on board with this, and we've talked about how to manage through kind of this transition with her employees, and obviously a lot of conversation with the wage committee as well as the leadership team, and of course the resounding feedback from employees during the benefit survey.
Anything else for Kelly?
Thank you.
Motion to approve the proposed vacation leave.
I'll second.
Motion by Pat, second by Tim to approve vacation leave. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries. Thanks, Kelly. Resolution number 15646, resolution updating the city end statement document.
Mayor and council, we've had some discussions over the last couple months, including a workshop regarding, our end statement document and the need and desire to update that, specifically kind of moving to our core values. And then as I noted, we had a workshop, went through that. I've included in your packet, the noted changes, and then obviously a clean version for the council. But with those discussions, we felt it'd be appropriate, obviously, to formally document that change and to approve that through the proposed resolution that's attached.
Motion to approve resolution 15646.
Second.
Motion by Pat, second by Dave to approve that resolution. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries. Governance, we have the Hutchinson Housing Redevelopment Authority Board Minutes from September 19th, 2023. Planning Commission minutes from September 19th, 2023. City of Hutchinson Financial Report and Investment Report for September 2023. Mike, do you have anything else for us tonight?
So, happy to answer any questions, but
All the projects all kind of wrapping up?
doing pretty well. Paving project wrapped up last week, striping was done today, finished tomorrow on Second Dale and Market, and the alley project, we're waiting for a final lift of pavement there, but in good shape otherwise. Leaves are falling, and we had our snow meeting on Monday, so fitting that we'll get some snow flurries this weekend. So.
Oh, well, I just wanted to note that my leaves didn't get picked up this morning.
Oh, I'll note that. Do it again.
Yeah.
Maybe they just haven't got to your place yet, is it?
Well, yeah, I live on one of those back roads behind. That's every year though. I'm kind of used to it.
No respect. No respect.
They probably got the memo about not picking up the mayor's place.
I wouldn't know that. Kelly, you got anything else for us?
I don't, thank you.
Mr. Mark?
Nothing tonight.
Alrighty. Well, Chad was supposed to be up, but since he's not here, Tim, you got anything for us?
One thing as we close out the summer season, I think we need to recognize, we talk about health and wellness of the community, and the farmers market here in Hutchinson does an outstanding job of bringing local farm products and local products from the citizens. And I always see a full parking lot, so I think it's a great asset to this community, and we thank them for their work.
Well, I can attest that the acorn squash are great. All right, thanks, Tim. Dave, you have anything for us?
Not tonight.
Pat?
Nothing, the leaf pickup's going good, appreciate it.
Well, I tell you what, the rain today, the leaves really came off the trees.
A little heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt?
Just a couple of quick reminders. Recognition events, November 2nd, that's next Thursday at 5:30. So please RSVP if you haven't yet. And then show up if you do RSVP. And then we actually have, I think, an extra week in between council meetings. So just a reminder that city offices will be closed Friday, November 10th, in observance of the Veterans Day holiday. So, because we won't be meeting again, I think, until the 14th.
Oh,
It's a late one, November, yeah. So
can somebody send me a reminder?
yeah, the 14th. Yeah, the 14th and the 28th of November will be our.
I told my wife, this is gonna be the confusing time.
Yeah, we'll have one of those extra weeks in between council meetings, so just remind yourselves that, so.
Think about that.
Otherwise, that's it for me.
Well, I got a reminder since I threw Angie underneath the bus before, so.
Did a little bit.
Yeah, I did, but, well, she's out walking the dog quite a bit, and, please, if you're out walking dogs, we have, dog pickup stations all over, so please pick up after your dog, because I said I would bring it up again, so, but that's all I have.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Pat, second by Tim to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?